Hello, my name is Catherine Harrigus, Communications Coordinator for the Tennessee Bar Association. Recently, I sat down for a conversation with Lucian Pera, who was sworn in as TBA President earlier this year. During that discussion, we talked about challenges facing lawyers today, as well as his goals for the organization in the coming bar year. In this first segment, we learned a little bit about Lucian's life and career and what inspired him to lead the Tennessee Bar Association.
It's really reasonably simple. After going to law school, becoming a lawyer, starting to practice law, almost immediately, some of the people I knew and respected and worked with very strongly encouraged me to get active in first the Tennessee Bar Association Young Lawyers Division, and then also in the ABA Young Lawyers Division. People like Bill Haltom and Randy Knoll, and they were active in the Young Lawyers both at the ABA and the TBA then. They got me involved. And, excuse me, from there, I just found various things that interested me in both the TBA and the ABA, and just continued it. I'd never had any ambition to be president of the Tennessee Bar Association. What I have always enjoyed is bar work, and it frankly has just been a progression where this seemed like the next logical place where I could hopefully make a contribution and do some fun work. I think of my bar work in a couple of categories. I mean, one is, I do a lot of work these days for clients who are lawyers and law firms and companies and businesses that do business with lawyers and law firms. It's not all of my practice, but it's a substantial part of my practice. And that all started with a bar project. And that bar project was back in the days before the internet. I don't know if you probably don't remember those days, but back in the days before the internet, the ethics opinions of the Board of Professional Responsibility were published, in a sense, but to see them, if you were a lawyer, you went to one of three places: the law schools at UT, in Nashville, at the Nashville School of Law, or at the University of Memphis School of Law. And they had black 3-ring binders. That was it. They didn't publish them anywhere else. And so we took it on as a bar project to publish those and make the guidance the board provided to lawyers a little more available. So we published the Tennessee Ethics Handbook. Well, from there, one thing led to another. My firm started using me as its in-house counsel on ethics issues, and I got called on to do seminars, et cetera. And so a huge swath of bar work that I was involved in was associated with legal ethics, because I got on that one project, and then people started calling on me to do that kind of work, and that led me back to the TBA and the ABA to do that. And so that's, I don't know, probably, it's a huge part of my bar work. The other part of the bar work I've done has mostly been, I don't know how to describe it, but it's sort of everything else. So, for example, I was president of the Young Lawyers. Similar to being president of the TBA, it was the next logical step in bar service after I'd been working in young lawyer stuff for a while. And then at the ABA, I got the opportunity to be on the board when I was 34 years old, for God's sakes. I mean, I was on the ABA Board of Governors with a bunch of old white guys who were all, 55, 60 and above, and I was 34, which was a great experience. And having nothing to do with legal ethics, it was a great, personal growth and professional growth experience to be dealing with these people and dealing with the issues that the ABA Board deals with. And so from there, the next logical place for me was, after a number of years, was being treasurer of the ABA. And here at the TBA, it's been mostly ethics stuff that I've done until I decided it was time for me to run for president. So those are the kind of two tracks, the bar stuff that I've done. In Tennessee, a couple of people come to mind. I'm gonna, what's the word? Hack off a number of my friends who are past presidents of the TBA by answering this question. But Howard Vogel comes to mind. Howard was the guy who got me involved in the effort to rewrite Tennessee's ethics rules. And I also, interestingly, followed him as a young lawyer member of the ABA Board of Governors. And so Howard was pretty instrumental in my being involved and staying involved. And anyway, he's a hero a bar hero of mine. The other person who comes to mind is somebody I saw just a few weeks ago, who is Max Bonner. Max Bonner from Chattanooga with Chambliss, Bonner, and Stoffel. Max, as I like to say, everybody I know, lawyer, other ordinary person, whatever, carries around in their head a list. Usually it's visual. You have a picture of them in your head of the people that you really look up to, that you want to be when you grow up. Max is one of those people, and he has that role for a lot of people I know. He's a superb lawyer. He's a gentleman in the old school way, but at the same time, he's a tough lawyer. You don't want him on the other side of you in a case. But he's also always been committed to bar work. He has seen bar work as a part of what it is to be a lawyer. And so those are two, and I'll just stand with that and make everybody else mad that I've ever worked with in the bar.